see a black pilot, you wonder, boy, is that person there because they earned it or because they were placed there? What percentage of young blacks have both a mom and a dad raising them?
We must stop calling Charlie anything other than a civil rights leader.
Mr. President, I implore you, call for a civil war. Call for a civil war and let us do our thing. Come on, Ron, it's time to overthrow the government. What we doing? It's time to overthrow it. Overthrow it, man. White man, fight back.
We haven't felt like ourselves since Barack Obama. I just think he was such a slick snake.
I'm talking to you like you hear, Charlie. If you could hear me, I'm telling you, we would agree with each other. And they tell me all the time, if you could have met Charlie, you and Charlie said the same shit. Maybe so. We didn't get to meet Charlie. So I get to talk to you since you're dead.
If anyone out there does have connection to the Kirk family and wants to introduce me, I will come. I will probably bring a couple people with me, a small team, and we will raise him from the dead.
Won't they do? Won't they do? Hand up, head up. Won't they do? Hand up, head up. Won't they do?
And straight like that, we back, man. I hope everybody doing fine out there in the world. You dig what I'm saying? As for me, I cannot complain. Me, myself, and I. If you like what I'm doing, like, subscribe to the content, give me an algorithm. I will go accordingly, as usual. That's what I always say. Now, without further ado, man, we're going to jump right into this thing.
There have been in America over the last 10 years, counting or not counting gang violence.
Damn. I never thought he'd come back like this. Blasting. Like I said, it was funny like that in the hood sometimes. I mean, you never knew what was going to happen or when. I had done too much to turn back.
We know for certain that MLK was a womanizer.
And I'd done too much to go on.
George Floyd didn't die because of the police officer. He died largely because of a drug overdose.
But he had his knee on his neck. And we all saw the video.
I guess in the end, it all catches up with you. My grandpa asked me one time if I care whether I live or die. Yeah, I do. Now it's too late.
Yeah, man. Now, as you can see, that was a pretty poignant, put together video with the overlay of some commentary from the movie Menace to Society. You dig what I'm saying? You would notice that is Kane, young Mustang driver, 5.0 shouted. You dig? Giving a little monologue that he gave towards the end of that film, and they overlaid it over a couple of instances and videos of Mr. Charlie Kirk and some of the things that he had said while he was on this earth. You dig what I'm saying? Now, this is a pretty wild topic, man. You know what I'm saying? Everybody knows the news by now that he was assassinated at one of his speaking events out in Utah, which is a wild place because you would think that those are mostly filled with supporters. But as I've said, we have no borders in between our states, so people can drive to any locale that they would like to. And with the gun laws and things we got on in this country, you can pretty much take any action you choose to. You dig what I'm saying? And unfortunately, that's what happened to the man. Now, I say unfortunately because from some perspectives, Charlie Kirk was just spitting the truth. He was not racist.
It's time for us to stop listening to rap music and this degenerate hip-hop stuff and go back to the music that built our civilization.
You don't understand, like, the divinity of him tweeting that? Like,
I'm living in that 21st century. Living something mean.
So in the first part of that clip, you hear Charlie Kirk saying that, hey, we need to stop listening to this degenerate rap music and let's get back to the music that built our country. I'm not sure exactly what music he's referring to because from what I understand, the whole concept of music and rhythm and dance and all of that came from black people. But Charlie says, let's go back. And maybe he says when that raised this country, maybe it was raised off of, not The Sound of Music. What's the name of the movie? Who knows? It's an old racist trope movie that one of the presidents actually played in the White House back in the day. I almost remember the name. It was right on the tip of my tongue. But that was Charlie's take on the music game. Although you saw one Candace Owens and a couple of clips with him, and They were singing, oddly enough, R. Kelly music. You know what I'm saying? Not even many black people right around singing R. Kelly out loud. That's another program. And then you saw him jumping around to Kanye. Living in the 21st century. Doing something mean to it. Do it bigger than anybody you ever seen do it. You dig what I'm saying? And the dance moves were, you know, I'll leave those up to you all to judge. But him and Candace was jumping around. And, you know, those are some of the things that they point to and say, hey, Charlie wasn't racist. They'll show a picture where he was taking pictures with some of his black cohorts. You dig what I'm saying? And that's what they pretty much used to say, you know, Charlie wasn't racist. Now, we'll jump into this video real quick and start to shed some light on the problems that, although I will say it was not a member of the black community that did what was done to Charlie Kirk last week. So, you know, a lot of this shouldn't even have anything to do with us. But as we go down through this video, apparently it does, or, you know, we're going to sort this thing out. But this video right here sort of illustrates poignantly the problems that people had with Charlie Kirk and his rhetoric.
You are race obsessed. I am not race obsessed. Like, they're killing white people in the streets in South Africa. It's literally a mini white genocide. You see a black pilot, you wonder, boy, is that person there because they earned it or because they were placed there? What percentage of young blacks have both a mom and a dad raising them? Blacks in America. Black women married the government and divorced the men. Why do blacks have a broken family? Why is it that black America is one of the only populations, that and Native American populations, that have not been able to overcome such evil, horrors, and injustices? Blacks commit more crimes than whites do. You talk about race more than the Grand Wizard of the KKK.
And so there you have it, man. Some of the common tropes, you know, black women divorced black men and married the government. No black fathers in the home. DEI pilots, black crime, black people are responsible. I mean, just to, you know, it doesn't take a lot, man, to use your telephone, smart device. You dig what I'm saying? And either speak into it or type into it. If you can't spell properly, speak into it. And get some information, some actual factuals on the shit that we talk about out here in the world. You dig what I'm saying? And so, you know, without me compiling it all and going through it, we've got a nice little video to do some fact checking on what Mr. Kirk said in that video.
Black Americans are about 13 to 14% of the population.
Yes,
about half of all prisoners are black.
Exactly.
So blacks commit more crimes than whites do. They commit more murders, they commit more arsons, they commit more kidnappings. For example, blacks are 13% of the population and they commit 58% of all the murders.
Okay. Let's talk about it. These are obviously racist claims, but I will respond to them as if Charlie Kirk were a reasonable person.
Black Americans are about 13 to 14% of the population.
Yes,
about half of all prisoners are black.
Wrong. Just 38% of America's prison population is black. That's according to the U.S. government. But it makes you wonder why Charlie feels the need to add an additional 12% to the black prison population. Could it be because his bigoted talking points only work if he exaggerates them? If Charlie were actually looking for the race that makes up half the prison population in the U.S., he'd look no further than white people at 57%.
Exactly.
So blacks commit more crimes than whites do.
Wrong. The word so is doing a lot of heavy lifting in that sentence.
Exactly.
So blacks commit more crimes.
He's saying so, as in therefore, as in one could conclude, but Charlie knows he's lying. Even if he hadn't just lied about the black prison population, Charlie is smart enough to know that correlation does not equal causation, but he's hoping that you don't know that. So he deploys the word so to make you think he's coming to an obvious conclusion.
Exactly.
So blacks
Instead, he's making an illogical racist leap. Charlie knows that we don't have usable data about who commits crimes. It's impossible to have that data since so many crimes go both unreported and or unsolved. Charlie knows that we only have data about arrests and convictions. I'll come back to that data in a moment. What's painfully obvious is that Charlie Kirk isn't interested in understanding the statistics he so carelessly misquotes. He's interested in making bad faith arguments. Something that becomes even more obvious in his next point.
blacks are 13% of the population and they commit 58% of all the murders.
Wrong again, and loud this time. If Charlie were interested in honesty, he would have mentioned the other 1350 statistic. Yes, black people are about 13% of the population, but make up 53% of all criminal exonerations. In fact, black people make up 55% of all murder exonerations specifically. Black people are more likely than any other group in this country to be convicted of crimes they did not commit. And then people like you have the nerve to parade these stats around as though they prove something. The reality is that you probably know these stats, but you leave them out on purpose, because to bring that stat into this conversation would make some people think. And that's the last thing a person like you wants.
Oh, yes, a good old fact check is always welcome. Now, you heard the fella there go down through many statistics and actually pointing out the real numbers and also saying that, a lot of these crimes aren't reported and, the numbers that you're quoting are blatantly wrong. Here are the actual stats. Now, when you tend to quote crime stats from other demographic back to the people that try and put it on one demographic, the first two words that will come out of their mouth are these two: per capita. So by their logic, there's more of them in America. So quite naturally, they will commit more crimes. But I say, hold the phone, Sir Jones. For such a well-to-do people, for such a high IQ people, such a well-off people, you think that there's not much crime to be had. Everybody should be happy living on their big spread. Got their truck back there, Miller Lights in the fridge type of things. Cocaine in the vial. Who knows? I'm just saying. You dig what I'm saying? Who knows? Enjoying the fruits of your labor, enjoying your spot. You know what I'm saying? You would think like it's more of them that are just doing well. You know what I'm saying? Why is there such a large number of you all that are not doing well like the rest of you and committing crimes? So the per capita argument goes out the window, because that doesn't permit you to have more screw ups. You dig what I'm saying? Just because there's more of you all. From what we gather, that should mean that there's more and more success stories coming from that group. So again, they go to the per capita argument. You dig what I'm saying? And again, it's easily debunked, man. You have to be, in order to be bereft of the facts of what's going on in the world these days, you have to actively not seek them out. You dig what I'm saying? Your phone doesn't even, from what I understand, it shows you a good bit of the things that you search for and the ways that you lean, but it also shows you some alternate opinions. You dig what I'm saying? And you have to scroll past them or delete them off your list to actually not be informed on the alternate. I don't even say alternate facts. That's not a good word, because there's one set of facts. So in order to not be informed on the rest of the information that exists out here in the world these days, you have to willfully ignore it. You dig what I'm saying? And so as we go on down through the rest of this video, you will see some people that have obviously not availed themselves to a proper amount of education. And now, I don't think anywhere in this video, and if I do say it, I'll probably delete it, because, you won't have me say either way on how I feel about what happened. This video is to compile some facts and show you, or show some people that may have a different view of Mr. Kirk or what have you, just to show you some things that you may not have come across that may inform your understanding on why such a large swath of individuals had a problem with what came out of his mouth. You dig what I'm saying? And so, his death sparked a lot of interesting online interactions. You dig what I'm saying? All type of different videos from this person, that person, this person, that person, and the third. And we've got a rundown of them to go through right about now.
I am 25, and I now understand how people cry over deaths that they didn't know the person, because my heart literally hurts for Charlie Kirk. It does. It hurts because they really killed this man over disagreements. Literally. They literally killed this man because he was calling shit out. Because he was exposing shit that are, well, he's not even exposing anything. He was just telling the truth, speaking facts, speaking common sense, speaking common decency. Well, it should be common. But nowadays, like the things that are common now, the like things that are common decency, common sense, you know, but my heart hurts for him. It does.
Well, you know, things that are common now are uncommon and maybe even rare in certain instances, but they're commonly common. What is she talking about? She said bro was spitting facts, exposing things. I don't know what he exposed. But apparently he was spitting common sense. Common sense that she doesn't seem to be able to grasp. What's that? Butter Vanna? Butter, is she a CNA? Like a CNA outfit. Supreme thought. You dig what I'm saying? Those are just my inside thoughts. I'm just saying. But Butter Vanna says that, apparently the common things that are common in the world are not acquired with a piece of cardboard. She said something like that. I don't know. But that was just the first in the line of some of the wild reactions we had. We had people, the likes of Glenn Beck.
We must stop calling Charlie anything other than a civil rights leader. We need to plant that stake deep. It is time that we point out that what he was doing was not politics. What he was doing was trying to stand up for people's civil rights, to show people how a civilization is not a civilization unless you can have a dialogue with people who are diametrically opposed to you, that don't believe anything that you believe in. And yet you can have a civil dialogue, and how important that is. That's our civil right, our right to free speech. And that gunman was trying to take that right away from him and from you and everyone else. Shut up. You will be silenced. You will not say those things. And there has been a force in this country to try to convince people that you don't have a right, that you have a responsibility to silence others. You don't. In this country, one of our main civil rights is we can express ourselves the way we feel we need to express ourselves. And I'm sorry, if you don't like it, you have to just take it and then say, I'd like to have a discussion with you on that. I'd like to know how you got there. I'd like to have the opportunity to argue against that. And you have that right to argue against it. And hopefully, if we are more like Charlie Kirk, we're having those dialogues with each other in a civilized fashion. But make no mistake, Charlie Kirk was a civil rights leader as much as Martin Luther King. I'm waiting to see the first city that will make a Charlie Kirk Boulevard. Phoenix, you should be the one. There's a Martin Luther King Boulevard. There should be a Charlie Kirk Boulevard. Charlie Kirk was a civil rights leader, and we must take that for him and own that, because all of these so-called civil rights leaders, Black Lives Matter, that was a money scam. That had nothing to do with anything other than money and power. Charlie was actually fighting for civil rights.
I mean, this shit is complete insanity. Glenn Beck said that it is an absolute must that we pound home the fact that Charlie Kirk was a civil rights leader. Now, you'd be hard-pressed to go back through any videos of Charlie Kirk and find where he was speaking about civil rights for any group. And like black people, Mexican immigrants, Indian immigrants, the trans community. None of these people were on his good list. Any right, DEI, black pilots. No, like he was for no other group. So like, what do you mean civil rights? If we were to understand what we heard from Mr. Kirk, like it would be a stripping of voting rights for women and jobs for black people, citizenship status for immigrants. It'd be an all, I guess, white guy world. Glenn Beck said he's a civil rights leader. Glenn Beck has never been, in my opinion, never been anyone to take serious. But apparently some people did at some point, and then he was removed from his position, I think at Fox or what have you, and he moved over to the Blaze and yada yada bang. But that's, again, another example of just some of the wild reactions we've had to that tragic event. You dig what I'm saying? We've even had people that, despite knowing that, she's talking to an app on her phone, which is just a computer generated voice. No sentient thought. You dig what I'm saying? It's not actually communicating with the people and the places that it's replying to you with. It's just gathering information and spitting out best that it can. We've got a woman that created an AI, Charlie Kirk, partner, voice, what have you, and she's talking to it as if it's actually Charlie talking to her.
First, I want you to know I'm fine, not because my body is fine, but because my soul is secure in Christ. Death is not the end. It's a promotion. Don't waste 1 second mourning me. I knew the risks of standing up in this cultural moment, and I'd do it all over again. Second, do not let this violence divide us further. The enemy wants chaos, fear, and retaliation. Don't give it to them. Instead, double down on truth. Double down on courage. Double down on your faith and on your families. That is how you honor me. Third, remember this. America is worth it. Free speech is worth it. Fighting for the unborn, for families, for sanity in a culture gone mad, it is all worth it. So dry your tears, pick up your cross, and get back in the fight. Do it with joy.
Bro, is that not some of the cringiest shit you have ever seen in your life? I get being a fan of it. Many people of a certain demographic and category were. We get that. But to be, how are you crying? That's not Charlie talking to you, lady. That's not Charlie. That's a computer simulated voice. What if that voice would have went off on a tangent and said, you know, I really think that everyone like me is full of shit, and if they don't stop what they're doing, I fear that they may meet the same demise. What would she have said? Would she have thrown her phone? The AI's woke. Fuck woke. Fuck AI. You dig what I'm saying? For her to be that emotional and that invested in an obvious AI voice is just another level of, another level of insanity. But let's take a look at another lady that had another out of left field reaction to everything.
We don't feel like ourselves. We haven't felt like ourselves in a while. And I'm sorry to get political, but I'm just going to be honest. We haven't felt like ourselves since Barack Obama. I just think he was such a slick snake. He was this affable guy who was like wearing good suits and looked the part and sounded the part and dressed the part, but was so divisive in his messaging. The left, they look at you like when you say this, they don't know what you're talking about. It's like, because you don't pay attention to the other half of the country. You only pay attention to your absurd news sources, which spin and spin and spin to protect Democrats, especially if they're named Obama. He's the one who started to inject race where no one had been doing it. He's the one who started to use his pen and the phone to shove things down our throat that we didn't want. He's the one who shoved through an entitlement on our health care and our personal doctor visits that he promised he wouldn't mess with, and then he did, really hurting people, causing massive anger and open lies. He never missed an opportunity to twist the knife on the racial issue. He would do it subtly and in his own way, but it was very clear what he was doing. For the first time, we had a president who weighed in on legal cases before they'd played out. We never did that. That was a taboo that had never been crossed before him. And Donald Trump was the reason Barack Obama, reverse that. Barack Obama was the reason Donald Trump came about, that he was born as a political figure. They say Trump's divisive. He was the antidote. He was the answer to the divisiveness of Barack Obama. And we just haven't felt like ourselves for years now.
Bro, this may be a rhetorical question, but is Laura Ingraham fucking crazy, bro? Laura showed her hand in the very first couple of sentences of what she said. She said, we're not ourselves. We haven't felt like ourselves for a while. We haven't felt like ourselves since Obama. Well, you know why that is, Laura Ingraham. You know why Barack Obama was so divisive? Huh? This is divisive. This is what was divisive from Barack Obama. She said he never missed an opportunity to twist the knife of racism. Took away our health care. Shoving things down our throat with pen and paper. Wearing good suits. Such a slick snake. Bro. Media twist things in Obama's favor. Bro. Are you serious? Is she? I mean, I guess she's serious, but It is absolutely impossible to look at the political climate that we have right now, that we've had since Barack Obama, and try to blame. So there was no racism until Barack Obama became president. The fact that y'all elected him twice, not like he got a 200 million votes, not like all of you, everybody voted for him. So the fact that he won the presidency twice in a row means that there's no racism in America. The fact that they voted for him twice in a row would suggest to me that he was doing a fairly good, decent job. Because the way that you all react, if he wasn't, he wouldn't have won a second term. But you let them tell it, man. They cannot keep Obama's name out of their mouths, bro. And I just wonder, I sit back and think, I'm like, do they think people can't read between the lines? It's been 3 presidents since Barack Obama. So you think people hear that and they just automatically just like, oh yeah, that's actual facts. You don't think people understand that there's some reason that this black man sticks out in your mind rent free. But I say all the time, you cannot expect people to think above their pay grade. So if they're a stupid person, they cannot think on the level of a smart person. If they don't have high critical thinking skills, they cannot put themselves in the shoes of someone that does. You dig what I'm saying? And it never fails to illustrate itself. You dig what I'm saying? Now, this last little piece we go get into, again, this has been insane, bro. I don't even know how these people go home and look at themselves in the mirror like and consider themselves to be sane individuals, safe out here on the streets, bro. Like, it seems like a lot of people need to be in the crazy house. Check this video out.
I cannot be silent any longer regarding Charlie Kirk. Wednesday night, a loved one walked into the kitchen. Charlie Kirk had just died. And they said, why is no one raising him from the dead? I need to pour into this community because every time I go on social media, I see everyone accepting his death. I am challenging the death of Charlie Kirk. This man is on record over and over and over again, speaking of the goodness of God, showcasing his faith, leading lost souls to the kingdom. This does not sit right with me that he is dead. I cannot believe it. I will not accept it. And when I go on social media, it's everything I see is how great this man was. He is great. But let's not accept that he is dead. All throughout the scripture, we see people being raised from the dead. But someone has to believe first that it is possible. Who am I? I'm nobody. I am a certain disciple. I am not a celebrity preacher. I have no connections to the Kirk family. If anyone out there does have connections to the Kirk family and wants to introduce me, I will come. I will probably bring a couple people with me, a small team, and we will raise him from the dead.
Chelsky number 7. Cuz say a loved one walked into the room and asked him with a serious face. He took it serious. He said a loved one asked him, hey, why isn't anyone talking about raising Charlie from the dead? Now, I don't know what planet Earth you may live on that you watching this. Maybe you watching this from another planet Earth, a different dimension, where shit like this happens. Shit like that happens. But you cannot find not one person on the planet Earth, that can tell you of an instance where they saw a person that was dead and rose from the grave. 5 hours later, 2 days, 7 days, 3 minutes. It doesn't happen. When your heart ceases to produce electrical activity, and also in your brain, it's a done data. You're dead, sir. You may be a vegetable on a breathing machine, But as far as your thought processes and your body processes, it's a done deal. Cuz say, I don't even know why ain't nobody thought about this. It said in the Bible. Okay. Cuz said, if anyone knows or has some affiliations with the Kirk family and would like to introduce him, what he will do is him and a merry band of like-minded, dead rising individuals will get together, go to, I guess, I don't know, the Kirk house, or to, the mortuary, or I don't know if they go to a turning point, kiosk. I'm not sure, but they'll go somewhere. They will appear. They will group together. They will get there, and before they leave to go back home, Charlie Kirk will be awakened from the dead and back alive and back into regular life. That's what he said. And he can't figure out why people didn't think about this ahead of time. Like, why am I the first one to think of this amazing idea? When I tell you, brother, there has been some wild reactions to this, man. It's just like, dog. I mean, you just have to kind of wonder, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what exactly is going on in people's heads, bro? Like, I guess people mourn differently, man. But there's a person out here that, as far as the culture is concerned, he is a non-starter. We don't have many good thoughts about this guy. You see him pretty much all the time, talking loud, talking crazy. But for the most part, for him being a black man, it's against black people. And oh boy, people on the other side of that color spectrum, they eat it up. Oh my God, they love to hear him talk crazy about black people, Trayvon Martin and Barack Obama. Oh my God, they co-sign it all. They love it. Well, after his recent remarks, they don't love him no more, man.
They think I care about a white boy being killed by another white boy. I don't give a fuck about no white boy dying. I don't give a fuck about no Peckerwood getting shot. I don't give a fuck about no white boy getting killed.
Kill shit. We go 0 to 100, nigga, real.
He has 2 kids. Fuck his kids. They give a fuck about that white boy kid. They probably autistic anyway. Give a fuck about that white boy kid. Fuck them kids. Fuck Charlie Kirk babies. Give a fuck. All the poor niggas that die, man, fuck that white boy and his white babies. Niggas give a fuck about no white boy. White on white crime. I don't give a fuck about white on white crime. White people don't care about black on black crime. Fuck that white boy in his death. Yeah, he got 2 kids. So, King Von did too. Fuck his babies too. Yeah, they think I'm supposed to girl. Nigga, I'm having fun.
Baby on it.
Didn't nobody shoot me on the college campus. That's why they staffed them white folk campus. Had he been to an HBCU, they just would have recorded it. They think I care about a white man getting killed. Nigga, I killed the white man. Yeah, I don't give a fuck about no motherfucking white boy getting put on his pussy. He should have had protection. I protect me. He'll give a damn about nothing. Charlie talked all of that shit about black people violence, black people this. And guess who popped his fucking top? Guess who put a fucking tag on Charlie's toe? A fucking conservative white fucking kid. A Grand Theft Auto playing motherfucker. A Call of Duty playing motherfucker. Shot him. You know why? Because you're fucking children, Charlie. And I want you to hear me good, Charlie. Your fucking children are fucking trained killers. You know why? Charlie. They're not buying your fucking rhetoric. They're rejecting your rhetoric. You know why? They fucking like NBA Youngboy. They fucking like LeBron James. They like Kanye West. They like Stephen Curry. They don't want to fucking hear your shit about how violent niggers are. And they're trying to figure out how to make it amongst white children and bullying them. They're shooting up your fucking schools, Kirky boy. But you're worried about the niggers doing drive-by shooting, pulling up on each other blocks. Well, guess what, Charlie Kirky boy? They're not pulling up on suburban blocks. They're shooting up inner city hood blocks. So why the fuck you got your long white nose and those nigger business? And look what you got killed by, Charlie. Your own fucking kind. Had you been minding your business, you know what? Had you went back over there and had more debates with the niggers, you'd still be alive. You know why? Not one nigger hit you across your head, Charlie, for talking against their nigger ancestors. Not one nigger threw a rock at you, Charlie. Not one nigger did shit to you, Charlie. But guess who got something to you? Little white boy. 22-year-old cracker, pink-toe Peckerwood that shot you from quite a distance. You know why? You know why he didn't shoot so good, but he shot so good? The same fucking shit that they're using for our military, Charlie. I'm talking to you like you're here, Charlie. If you could hear me, I'm telling you, we would agree with each other. And they tell me all the time, if you could have met Charlie, you and Charlie said the same shit. Maybe so. We didn't get to meet Charlie, so I get to talk to you since you're dead. Yeah, I would have loved to have met you before now, Charlie. I didn't know shit about you. I wish somebody would have told me about Charlie before he died, so you and I could have had an uncivilized debate. Because I would have debated your cracker ass to your fucking cracker ass cracker. I'm telling you, fucking cracker. But listen, let me tell you something, Charlie. You know why that kid shot you and why he shot you so good? He's been playing Call of Duty.
Yikes. You dig what I'm saying? That boy cooked for minutes there. And I usually have, a broken clock is wrong twice a day, as the saying goes. And normally when I hear Charleston White speak, it's something that I scroll past. I may take in a couple seconds of it, but it's not really conducive to my environment, so I continue to scroll on. However, this time when I ran across these videos, I had to let him cook because he was spot on. White people just bathe in glee when they hear Charleston White talking about black people. They love it. They eat it up.
You don't say shit when I say it to the niggers. When I'm fucking trolling the niggers about their dead babies and dead mammies, you don't say shit. So what do you mean fucking why? I'm a fucking comedian. I get to fuck with anybody. Satire comedy is what we call it, fuckers. How you gonna take that away from me? So Charlie's no exemption. Don't you fuckers joke about fentanyl Floyd? He's no different than a fucking fentanyl Floyd. Floyd was the Black Lives Matter movement. Kirk is a fucking white ring conservative movement. We get to joke about one another, remember? Liberal, conservative, nigger, black, come on, immigrant. So why is it fucking, you wanna get in your fucking, this is not America that beat British, I'm telling you. These are not the fucking Americans that beat the redcoats. These are the pussies. These are not the Americans that could have stopped 9/11. And your fucking feelings all the fucking time. These are the fucking Americans that's crying because you didn't get picked on the fucking playground because someone said something about you. Who gives a fuck about the dead? Charlie can't hear shit I'm saying. Charlie's dead. Even your fucking Bible says let the dead. Why are you guys worshiping and honoring the dead? Even your fucking Bible says it. This is the pussy American. You will not beat China. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, this America cannot beat North Korea. These motherfuckers ain't got no Instagram, no face, none of that shit. They ain't in their motherfucking feeling. These people is ready to hurt somebody. This American is crybaby, pussies, whining on let's counsel him. Fuck it. Go join the military if you're that fucking angry about Charlie. Make your children go fucking join the military. Matter of fact, go stop rap music. How can you fuckers allow rap music to go on this fucking long, laugh at black people, and now you white on white crime come back and bite you in the ass? You're always talking about black on black crime. Look how you kill each other. Now look at you fucking white pussies killing each other. Look at your fucking white boy transsexual kids shooting up the fucking schools in America. It's not the niggers. It's not the Mexicans. It's not the Italians. It's not the Afghanistans. It's not the Pakistan. It's your fucking white lily children shooting up your fucking schools and you're crying about guns. It's you fucking white people problem that's doing these fucking mass shit. It ain't other than the DC snipers. And secretly, I used to love the DC. I love Lee Mohammed and John Malvo, whatever the fuck their name was. Had you fucking pussies scared in the bitch. You got all these fucking guns, but look who's shooting up your fucking school, your fucking tranny white baby that's raised in white households with parents like Kirk. Your children's not even accepting your fucking rhetoric. Kirk children are gonna be a lesbian and a stud. Both of them I swear to God. Talk to me later. But I'm telling you, Kirk's babies are going to be a fucking beautiful lesbian and a fucking ugly butch stud. A bull dyker. Swear to God they are. Don't give a fuck about what you fucking pussy Americans are saying, and I'm a comedian. Who can take my comic delivery away? No fucking body. That's what make me Charleston White. So you think I'm gonna give it to the niggers, give it to the Jews? I even gave it to the Jews. I gave it to the Chinaman. You laugh like a motherfucker. Now I'm looking at Cracker, Pink Toe Whitey, and say, hey, it's your turn. You thought I was gonna leave you fuckers off limit because I wear a MAGA hat? I don't wear a fucking MAGA hat because of Trump. I wear a MAGA hat because I remember when we can fucking didn't have to wear condoms. There's no such thing as a fucking condom. That's when America was great, when you can fuck with no rubbers. The only motherfucker had AIDS was a white boy named Mark White. That's the face of HIV, not niggas. That's when America was great. When the white man was the face of HIV, he was a little white boy. And he got mistreated by white people. Mean motherfucker white people. Mistreated every goddamn body. Mean motherfucker. Now somebody get to pick on the bully. Now the bullies is crying. It's not fair. What about his family? What about George Floyd's family? Motherfucker. His daughter had nothing to do with him fentanyl overdosing. But you guys make fun of his family. So fuck you. And your lily white babies too. They got shot up at them schools. Y'all don't care when the niggas get shot up. It's for gang banging. They shouldn't be over there. Who's shooting up your fucking schools, white people? White people. Who's shooting up people like Kirk? White people. So fuck it, you over here looking at me for mad because I'm saying something. Hey, we need to stay out of white folk business. That's white on white crime. We don't care about that shit. Fuck them. Don't y'all share the same fucking sentiment every time the news come on, white America? Fuck you and your pussies. And your asses too, with handcuffs on and super glue on your lips. You law enforcement loving motherfuckers. And the police can't even catch them. And if they can catch a nigga, they can catch a nigga anytime a nigga pow, pow. Now they can't catch this motherfucker.
The minute he turns around, because he said, I'm a comedian. You dig what I'm saying? How you gonna take away my free speech? I'm making jokes. You had no problem when, the Kill Tony guy, the Tony whatever, that was at the rally up there at the Trump rally? Joking about Puerto Rico and the trash island and all this, that, and third. It just jump out talking crazy. Hey, this is free speech. He's a comedian. Everybody's so butthurt. What are you in your feelings about? So Charleston saying the same thing. I can make jokes. I'm laughing. I'm a comedian. What's your problem? You laugh like hell when I said about the black folks. You laugh like hell when I say about the Mexicans. You laugh like hell when I say about the Chinese. Whatever. But as soon as I turn around on you and tell you to clean up your house, now you hate me. Oh, Charleston, I thought you were the voice of reason, man. I got to unfollow you. I can't pay attention to you anymore. And he cooked, bro. If you look at the recent individuals that carried out the very large majority of our political crimes here lately, they seem to be from a conservative background. The fact that they stopped believing in those values or start to hold a bit of disdain towards certain figures in that movement, now the people on the right swear that they just batshit crazy lunatics that got radicalized. Apparently, there's no room for critical thought and molding opinions and having compassion and empathy. You know, Charlie spoke on the word empathy, and he said it's a made-up word that he doesn't like. He doesn't like having to feel sorry for other people in their plight, which is oddly crazy because they want everybody to feel the way that they feel about this particular situation. But, you know, Charleston is like, bro, you know, what's the problem now? You just don't want to accept the fact that it's becoming more and more obvious that the young people of America are not staunch, rigid conservatives the way that their parents and grandparents were. You dig what I'm saying? And they refuse to accept that fact. They just want to find another scapegoat and another boogeyman to put it on. But, you know, that's what Charleston had to say, and they went crazy, bro. Oh, my God. They losing their ever-loving mind about it, you know? To the point that where, you know, we've got a couple of guys, a couple of entities, a couple of groups, a couple of individuals that claim that they are ready to take this shit to the bridge.
Mr. President, I implore you, call for a civil war. Call for a civil war and let us do our thing. Let us go door to door, street by street, and clean this country. Please, if you're watching this, you share the same sentiment, send it to Donald Trump, share it on your page, whatever. Get this message out there. This is not a joke. I'm a peaceful man. Time for peace is over. I'm willing to fight and I'm willing to die. We are all Charlie Kirk.
Come on, bro. It's time to overthrow the government. What we doing? It's time to overthrow it. Overthrow it, man. White man, fight back. Go get a gun, bro. Go get a gun. Fight back. Our streets! Our streets! Our streets! Our land! Fuck you all! Fuck you all! White man! Fight back! White man! Fight back! White man! Fight back! Fight back! Defend our homes! Take back our land! Say his name! Charlie Kirk! Say his name! Charlie Kirk! Say his name! Charlie Kirk! Say his name! Charlie Kirk!
As the white population continues to be replaced with a population of non-white, non-Southeast Southerners who hate us, it becomes more and more dangerous for us here every day. Every time you go somewhere as a family unit, with your wife and your children, you're surrounded by people that look nothing like you and have disdain for you.
It's time we rise. Careful what you wish for.
Haters out there, I've been taking it easy on you. I really wanted to make you look bad, I could. You hate.
I'm tired of all you liberal snowflake crap.
You live a life with a legacy that is left behind.
Everybody.
Now I ain't gonna hold you, my nigga. There was nothing intimidating about not 1 second of the past couple of videos I just showed you. You got first guy. Just look at him. I'm just saying, just look at him, bro. Yeah, maybe he can fire a weapon at a distance, sure. But if you're talking about a civil war, now mind you, civil war was, now back in the days, it was between two armies consisting of the same type of individuals. But it was about one group of individuals wanting to assert their dominion and their ownership over another group of individuals that didn't look like them, and the rest of the world thought that was a bad idea, so they went to war about it. Right? They were trying to stop black people from having so many rights and being able to move up in the world, but boom. I don't know what the Civil War would be in first guy's estimation. A black guy didn't shoot Charlie Kirk. I don't hear a lot of talking towards the black community these days anymore. I think they've got to understand that ain't the tree you want to bark up, bro. You did. But you see him. He's got his hat. He's got the scruffiest of beards. Hadn't been to a barber shop in months. Doesn't look to be in great physical shape. You dig what I'm saying? Not intimidating at all. In fact, I feel like that guy and me, we were face to face, throwing fisticuff, I'll whoop his ass. You dig what I'm saying? And oddly enough, a lot of them look like that. It's like, bro, who do you think are scared of you? You couldn't even, if you would have chased me and like I run around the house like one time, it's over with. You'll be tired by the time you make it from one corner around back to that corner. And I got you. You dig what I'm saying? Then you had the marches. I don't know exactly what city that was, but you heard Holmes about to call. He said, man, what's going on? Well, good. Fight back. grab a strap, get out here, get outside. You marching with a mask on, everybody dressed the same. It does not look intimidating, bro. Tight pants, obviously no weapons on you. What you gonna do if somebody ran up in the crowd and punched one of y'all glasses off your face? Then you saw the TikTok gangsters. Oh my God, bro! I don't even frequent that site, and there's a great reason why. There's some of the cringe-worthy videos on there, bro. Did you see the faces they were making? Like they practiced it and they looked in the mirror and said, I'm gonna talk slow and keep my eyes blazing. You ain't scaring nobody, cuz. I promise you. Who are you going to fight against? Because I have, like a guy like me, I don't have any felonies in my background, and so I'm the proud owner of a mini firearm, and I know countless other individuals like me, whether they're legal or illegal, they're the owner of plenty of firearms. So I don't know, bro. They might be barking up the wrong tree. They say out here, you need to clean up your own house before you tell someone else how to live. And you know what I'm saying? Those are just kind of words to grow on, man. You know what I'm saying? And so now, as we get ready to wrap this thing up, because there's been things that happen to other people out here in the world, and folks seem to have taken it, nonchalantly, like, who cares? You dig what I'm saying? And so we've got a video from a young man, and I thought it sort of summed up, the thoughts that I just conveyed. And so let's see what he had to say.
Hey ho, it's the Jeffrey Epstein file giraffe. A lot of people devastated about Charlie Kirk's death, and they want to blame it on a liberal shooter. They want to throw somebody on the left under the bus for this assassination already. And I'm just telling MAGA to slow down and heal. We really don't even know how Charlie Kirk died yet. It could have been a fentanyl overdose. You guys remember with George Floyd? We assumed it was because a cop stepped on his neck for 9 minutes. But MAGA believed it was a fentanyl overdose, so that might be the same case here. We gotta get the toxicology reports back on Kirk first before we make any sort of decision. You guys are jumping, trying to blame somebody on the left for being the Oswald. And the fact of it is, I want to see a toxicology report first, because I could have sworn he was nodding off, but we will see, all right? So let's just be patient. No political violence.
I mean, he's got a point, He's got a point. The Epstein file giraffe is what he goes by, and, he pointed out... let's wait for all the facts of the case to come out. You dig what I'm saying? Before you start throwing around, it was a guy on the left, it was a liberal, it was a trans, it was a black man. Let's wait for the facts of the case, because in fact, he may not have even died the way that we thought, because there have been instances in the past where we saw a video and we saw what happened in the video, and we read a paper called an autopsy report that confirmed what we saw in the video and what we thought was the reason for George Floyd's passing. You dig what I'm saying? Despite seeing the video, an activity that lasted for 9 minutes plus, despite seeing that, you had many on the other side of the camp that said no. It was not Derek Chauvin's knee on his neck that killed him. It was indeed a lethal amount of fentanyl in his system, despite the toxicology and autopsy report confirming otherwise. But you can't, I guess everybody got their own set of facts. So Epstein file giraffe says, hey, man, let's just wait till we can make a well-informed conclusion on this thing, because, hey, it may have went away that we're unaware of. Maybe, Charlie had something in his system that exacerbated the system after he took the shot. And, you know what I mean? He's saying we don't know. And for people that's like, bro, that is fucking ridiculous. How dare you? Well, we have a prior example. If you tell me why our assertions that your characterization of what happened to George Floyd is ridiculous, it's vice versa. Put the shoe on your same foot, however you want to say it. You dig what I'm saying? But that's pretty much where we are with that thing, man. I need to put together that little compilation of videos to kind of bring this thing all together and just give you both sides of it, see how people are reacting, and you do with it what you will. I think Mr. Kirk's funeral is set for Sunday. Apparently flags are at half-mast across the country. Tributes being done at various sports venues, and of course people online showing their reverence or their glee in what happened to Mr. Kirk, man. And what I will say, bro, like I said in my live yesterday, out of that situation, the first two things that strike me as saying, hey, sucks, is the fact that he had two small children. And they can't, kids in love with dad. So they can't wake up and see dad anymore for the rest of their lives. And, what happened to him had nothing to do with them. But, their dad was a grown man and he made the decisions that he chose to make, as did Tyler Robinson, man. And so this is where we are, bro. Now, I don't know if the online spear is just making people think that it's a lot of bugging out going on. I would like to think that there are more people sitting at home saying, America will get worse before it gets better. And if they aren't able and capable, man, of looking inside and just look outside, look fucking somewhere else other than behind your two eyelids, and understand that both sides play a part in the escalating tensions in our country. But there's obviously one side that does more of it. And if you just can't be honest enough to take that into account, man, then I fear that, things won't get any better, and we'll have some more of these tragic events. And the earth is going to keep on keeping on, man. I personally think the air quality or something may change. It'll, throw it off by a couple percent and mop up half of the Earth's population, bro, because we really out here playing games. You dig what I'm saying? But when you live in an era of zero accountability and alternate facts, and everyone's got their own truths, man, I really don't know how you rectify the situation. Maybe it's just a waiting game. Time will tell. But we really could and we really should do a lot better in America, man. We've got too many amenities, bro, and possibilities. There's still a lot of crazy things in place that deprive people of a lot of their rights, and but we could do a lot better, bro. I don't know if we will, but the Charlie Kirk situation should be a situation that gives everyone a chance to look at the bigger picture of this thing, bro. And the people that are still out here stoking the flames, put yourself in the shoes of Charlie, man. I don't know what Charlie would say if he had the opportunity to say if he would have done the things he did when he was on Earth still, if he knew the outcome. But we know the outcome. And, if you're not willing to mess around and be in that situation, then I think we should all just kind of take a step back and understand what role we playing it all. And if not, the ball's just gonna keep rolling, and we'll wake up every day and keep having crazy shit to report on. But until then, man, it's been straight like that, and I'm out.